They will give you always the best rate.
They connect to Binance, HitBTC, LMAX, and Kraken.
What I like about SwissBorg is that they have an amazing app.
PowWow, yo yippee yay guys, this is Pow number 15, super excited to be with you guys today. We're gonna deep dive into the love of the community, then talk about the markets and give you a clear update of what's happening on the SwissBorg network. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel, the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. If you're not part of the wonderful family picture, just please tweet and make it happen. And by the way, again, Romain and everyone who has green, beautiful eyes on Twitter, thank you for the support, thank you for the love. We have to make an NFT, so let's make a design. Anyone just throw around crazy, great pictures of someone and let's make it happen. Comment of the week, and this I take it very seriously. On a daily basis, I go on Twitter, I go on YouTube, go on LinkedIn, and some other social medias. And I really always look and spend a lot of time looking at your comments, looking at your messages. And the reason why I do that is to really make sure we always are 100% aligned. And you know, when I get very good positive feedbacks, thank you so much. And when I have very much constructive negatives feedbacks, thank you so much as well. And I really want to make something clear here is that we always try to make it as fair as possible and as transparent as possible. Recently, there's a great message about Urban Penguin about we're not maybe as transparent and that we should share more things about with our roadmap and the fact that the Community Premium is taking more time than we thought. We have to think about something first. That's been only 13 months. I know it seems like we have the wealth app for 15 years, but no, it's only been 13 months. And we've been able to ship a lot of great features within it, from the smart exchange to the yield products, to all the multiple different tokens that you can buy, to the data you could be able, to the reports, the taxes. There's so much thing that's being updated on a daily basis. And there's other things that we don't necessarily talk about, and it's not about transparency, just about I'm not really sure that everyone is as interested as that. And we could talk about, for example, Currency Cloud. That was the framework that was doing FX and all the custody banks with that. In December 2020, we had to change all our banking partners and create a new FX shop with different counterparties. So that has to take a lot of our efforts to really do that. And we're still providing you better and better on-ramp and off-ramps fiat gateways. And that is not necessarily seen, but you have to realize there's a lot of work. When you add virtual IBANs, and we're pretty much the only one in the world does that with Euro, that's a huge amount of work, right? And those are things that some of them are maybe you see and some you don't. Recently, we've been working very hard on security, on fraud. Well, these are things that we don't necessarily communicate, but we believe it's very important to make sure that we have to essentially do this for you guys. And the fact that, for example, Curve, our wallet provider that we had a strong bond and we were partnered with, has been acquired by PayPal. Well, now we have to add a new solution. That one's going to be a proprietary about SwissBorg, and one is going to be working with the new great MPC custodian technology service provider. So these are things that sometimes we don't realize how much work there is. And it's just maybe we're not too sure about if this really is something you want to be or interested. You know, how are we scaling the platform from 10,000 users today, 350,000 have a seamless experience? Maybe on the front end or within the product, we don't see the difference. But in the back end, in order to make this viable product enabled and accessible for all the world, it takes a huge amount of work. And that's the reasons that sometimes things get delayed. The Community Premium is something very important, and we know it because you have asked it. We talked about it now like 7 weeks ago, and it is in development. Sometimes we say soon, and I say it quite often, but I don't think I recall I said we were going to develop it very soon. It's in development, and the roadmap here is very clear. There's things that are under constructions, things that are planned, and the things that are going to be developed usually as soon as we able to launch it is within here. So this means that the Premium Genesis today is at the top of the list, and we really are working towards delivering it as soon as possible. However, we're not hiding anything. We're just not maybe sharing old information that might be information that you're not so interested by. So we are very fortunate to have trust in you guys, and we're very fortunate that you have trust with us. And that's the most important. If sometimes there's things that we do not communicate and you want to talk about it, just share it here, comments within the channel, and I swear I'm going to read it. I am going to read it. And if I read it, most probably everyone at SwissBorg within the community will. And don't forget, at SwissBorg, whether you're a community member or you are an employee, you're a token holder. So we're all part of the same community and that same vision and that same mission. It was to democratize wealth management by making it fun, fair, and community centric. And this is something that is extremely important from my bottom of my heart. And that's why we work so hard in order not to make everyone happy, but to build, collaborate, and change the future. And sometimes, yes, I would like to be happy every day and get always great news and a lot of product features and new utilities within the SwissBorg token, and have the app in French and German, Italian, and be able to offer new security tokens and TGEs and a lot of cool stuff. But it's just that, it takes time. And I'm please asking you guys to be patient, but don't worry, because we won't stop until we reach the top. Question of the week. What is structured products in wealth management? In a lot of banks and private banks, and for high net worth individuals, very often we customized investment mandates. That's based on risk, that's based on appetites. And there's really cool ways to actually do like baskets of currencies, of stocks, and even like say that if these stocks within the next 6 months don't drop less than 80%, you could then earn like a yield of 10%. Those are called reverse convertibles. You could have as well capital guarantee products. And this is something that we've done for internally, where we had like a Christmas bull and an option, which was that you would be able to buy an option and that you had a protected guarantee. So whatever would happen, well, you would not lose money. But if it reached a certain target, well, then you would earn like 2, 3, 5, 6%. And that's what we believe might be something very cool to add into the Wealth app, is a way to structure products where people could, based on different events, have a nice yield. What do you think about that? I'm a big fan. And especially if this is completely transparent or it's done in a DeFi way, it will be even cooler. Don't you think so? Welcome to the family, Merit. Super excited to have Merit. She has been working in a lot of cool fintechs such as TransferWise and others. As an operation manager, she will be taking care of the huge operations that we have at SwissBorg, that now we have over 75 people working within that team. Super glad to have Merit. Super excited to have Domin as well. They'll be working the product team, making sure we have cooler and cooler things within that team and developing features for you guys on the Wealth app and whatever we'll be developing in the future at SwissBorg. Super happy to have Domin as well. If you want to be part of our wonderful family and just apply to any of these jobs or refer any of your friends, you could earn up to 3,000 SwissBorg tokens here. There's an administrative assistant that's based here in Lausanne, but there's a head of product design. This is a very big key that we want to bring in. So if you know anyone that has been doing beautiful products, great artistic mindset, please join the fam. It'll be great. Chief of staff in Lausanne as well. There's so many cool other technical challenges as well that will lead to a great career path. So please take part if you're interested. News of the week, obviously, Coinbase IPO has been a crazy nut story. Their valuation went from 100 billion to probably today over 150 billion dollars. That means bigger than any bank. Goldman Sachs used to say crypto is just a thing. Goldman Sachs today, your valuation is 50% smaller? No, 33% small. No, 50% smaller. That really shows today that crypto is not only mainstream, but it's taking over banks. And that's just the first chapter, is how to obviously bring in crypto in, decentralizing finance going after, and then decentralizing a lot of new aspects. I think so this is great. And obviously NFT is getting more and more mainstream. Is it a good investment? Hard to say. Besides, if you're going into engine, that's obviously trading apps are just growing and growing. There's new, I love this new current of what we're doing, communicating news through a YouTube channel, not using, CNN or CNBC boring stuff, but really getting to close to the community and making sure we are bringing the best content on a daily basis. More and more mainstream, institutional investors getting to ETH, which is great. And last but not least, this is the sad story, right? It happened last Sunday. The regular Asian or US dump, what we call, is that it happens usually at 5, between 3 o'clock a.m. CET to, let's say, 8 o'clock CET on Sundays. A lot of traders, what they do is that they dump massively Bitcoin's futures, Ethereum futures, in order most probably to shake the market and buy it back. Is it cool? Totally uncool. Is it ethical? Totally unethical. Unethical. Is it legal? It is. That's the problem about having a market that's open 365 days. And that's the reason why usually markets do close on weekends. There's not a lot of volume, not a lot of attention. And at certain points with few big guns, you could do a lot on the market. And if you're dropping the market from 10%, that means you're buying it back cheaper at 10%, right? So I think so that's usually what happens on Sundays. It is what it is. And the sad story here is that there's been over 1 million derivatives wannabe traders that got wiped out. And when you get wiped out, you get your margin call that hits your position and you are out, strike out of the market, which is sad. But that's what it is. When you get too greedy, you want to go too much into derivatives without understanding the risk that you have. Well, unfortunately, it happens that you get out, and there's no bluff in this game. It is what it is. And that's the reason why when you do derivatives, you should really understand the underlying leverage that you take and the underlying volatility, because that is really how you could essentially predict these black swans that happen, seems like every quarter on each Sunday morning. What's happening with Bitcoin? So Bitcoin obviously now is trading between 54, 57, 56 while we're talking. There's been obviously the Sunday dump that did not help very well. And obviously the people that were waiting for this Coinbase IPO to happen and to take a lot of profits. Is this healthy on the longer term? Well, there's still more and more mainstream institutional investors getting into crypto, high net worth individuals, and regular retail people that are onboarding, such as through the Wealth app. So I think so overall it's quite hard to predict where we're heading. Obviously there's everyone is waiting for the ETF. That's going to bring a huge amount. There's the risk of having a short amount of physical Bitcoins on these different exchanges, and that is helping obviously DeFi with better lending rates and better yield for us. But overall it's very hard to know where the momentum is. We know that in the last 3 months we had a fantastic crazy ride. Some people said it's the end of the party is happening. I don't see it that way. I still see there's a lot of momentum coming up from institutional and from retail. And obviously Turkey trying to ban crypto right now is not something that's going to help. But you can't really ban crypto, to be very honest. Now every regulator around the world has put a way to regulate this. and everyone is accepting it. And if there's a dictatorship that starts to turn down crypto, it's going to even work even better when they're that own country, right? Overall, I'm still optimistic about the markets, but we will have probably some crazy swings in the right future. Ethereum on its side, it went to all-time high of 2,500. It was crazy. A lot of people seeing at 5,000. It has definitely outperformed Bitcoin in the recent period. Strongly believe that Ethereum has many things to come and to deliver within the blockchain space. For now, we're still looking on a bullish momentum towards BTC, which is something always good. Last but not least, our wonderful CHSB regaining its footing, which is very important. It broke a very important moving average of 50 against the Bitcoin, which is really good. There's obviously big news awaiting for this AMA about to happen, and obviously what's happening right now every week. Obviously still very optimistic about SwissBorg token being right now only at a $1 billion valuation compared to the others. So looking forward to fantastic news what's going to happen very, very soon within this soon-ish cool video. The very, very soon. This is it, guys. So we thought about it. We thought about what you guys talked about. The yield today of SwissBorg is not enough. It's not competing. It should be very higher. And though we always believe that wealth accumulation should be done within a sustainable way, right? We always bring this back to how do you really build wealth? Do you want to yield at 50%? Yeah, but that's not going to help the ecosystem, right? You want to make sure that you have a sustainable program that in 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, you will still able to yield at a certain sustainable way. And that's exactly what we thought about. So the community hangs out. How was it built? We think so. It's beautiful. You know, it really takes in consideration all that multi-factor ranking, which is based on SwissBorg token, which is based on the app volume, the wealth app activity, the community app, the essentially the marketing and social media. And we really believe that this is a great way to factor it. However, this is massive news, guys. We thought that how is it possible to generate a bigger yield? Well, essentially what we've done is that today there's 300 million SwissBorg tokens. And we said that, you know what, all the money that we're making out of SwissBorg token is going to go into essentially this new pool. And now this pool is just going to be growing the yield. Mark my words, a minimum twice as what's happening right now. Twice as what is happening right now. So that means that what we'll be having today, twice and a half actually, which is today with 300 million CHSB staked, you're not going to be earning 4%. You're going to be earning between 8 and 10% if that node is regarding 6 to 8. So that is something that is extremely high, but still sustainable. We believe that this stage we will be able to essentially accumulate CHSB tokens going forward by buying it on the markets. And just with the yields that we have today and the population of 300 million, we could probably go on for at least 10 years, which is really, really great. When will this take place? Mark my word, tomorrow morning, guys, April 21st. You are going to be earning up to 10% on CHSB sustainable yield. Another huge announcement that is extremely interesting is that obviously you saw Utrust last week. We listed them and we really believe that Utrust could be the PayPal of crypto. They could really make payments much better. And you know what's going to be happening, guys? People that be using Utrust will actually be yielding through the SwissBorg Smart Yield, which I think so this is something completely phenomenal. People will be able not only to transact, but as well to yield through us thanks to this amazing partnership. We believe that this is exactly what SwissBorg is about, collaborating with our community. That community is you, but is as well all the wonderful blockchains and non-blockchains organizations around the world that could make a better place and empower people such as yourself. So I'm super happy about this Utrust partnership and how we together are going to bond and create a better decentralized financial world. Talking about partnership, we are listing. There you go, guys. That's what I say. Like time to time, right? This is what we do at SwissBorg. Is that we work, but then we come with massive surprises, surprise by surprise by surprise. And that's what we love doing, is that sometimes we don't have so much news, but we work hard and then bam, it happens and we deliver. Chiliz is coming super soon. We're going to list them. Why? Because it's one of the best project fan tokens. Who does not want to decide what will be the jersey of Paris Saint-Germain or different clubs, or about MLB, NBA, UFC, all these amazing esports too? How can you be part of that fan token club and change potentially the mindsets, or just make sure that you're caring for them and you're changing something within that ecosystem? I really am a big fan of Chiliz. Big fan of the whole company itself, how successful the founder was essentially by creating one of the biggest poker Winamax company. Then Chiliz and Socios, how this been evolving through the Binance partnerships that they have, but as well just through all these amazing companies that they work with. Again, UFC, MMA, I love it. NBA, football, the biggest clubs. We're talking not like literally the biggest clubs in the world. Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain, many German ones, Spanish ones too. Video games, e-gaming, these guys have it all. And their token is a great governance tool that enables once more to determine how your club is going to change. And I love it. I think this going forward is exactly what clubs should be. How the community could essentially create products and features and help to govern them in a better way. Very similar to what essentially Barcelona has been doing for a very long time. SwissBorg and the Wealth app data. UTK already $10 million of deposit, which is amazing. 230,000 active users. My God. I remember doing the same thing. It was like 100,000. I think so. It was like 3 weeks ago. We doubled that in a half. 230,000 people on the app buying and selling. This is something that I am so proud, guys. Thank you so much for this. 352,000 users, 1.4 billion asset under management, all time here too. Average exchange per week per user is 4. So that means people are quite actively trading. And then there is let's say the most active person, which is a high frequency finger trader, which essentially is 1,000 exchanges per week. That is crazy. I don't know who you are. I hope you're enjoying your life. That's a lot of trades, dude. But please continue to do that. Probably means you're making a great amount of performance. So congratulate for that. But that's a lot. That's really a lot. So hat off to you. Smart yield over 100,000 Ether, which is amazing. 647 already distributed. 32,000 people using it. Close to $100 million. Come on, let's put literally less than $1 million to get to 100. That will be very cool. 26,000 people, already close to 3 million. And yes, we are working on obviously BTC, as you guys know, and BNB. That could be coming in the next future. What doesn't mean next week, not tomorrow, is that we're working on it and is in development, to be very clear with that, okay? But we're working hard on it. CHSB data of the week, 5,000. My God, guys, 5,000, that is a huge number. Again, all-time high. Congratulations to all you guys. This premium is going to literally, is changing your lives, and it's going to change your lives forever. The Genesis Premium is about to terminate as soon as we launch the Community Premium, which again is in development. It should happen. We have close to over 60% today that is staked into the Premium, and as well as SwissBorg token. The price did 2% up move from last week. We have close to $400,000 in the Protect and Burn. We have over 82,000 people that are holding SwissBorg crypto within the Wealth app. Which brings us to the SwissBorg Community. It is 8.1, which is great. I think so. 8.1, we are growing. Obviously, the CHSB token price has not yet realized its importance this last week. The volume is picking up, which is great on the app. Activity on the app is going quite well. Social media, need more comments and likes here. Dio picking up, community happening as well. So what does this bring us, guys? The sustainable CHSB yield now is a double digit, guys. We're in the double digit game, 10%. You'll be receiving starting tomorrow morning, April 21st, 10% if you're premium Genesis on the SwissBorg token. I know this is crazy, but this is true. I am super excited for all of you guys to realize how we want to put so much love into our wonderful CHSB token and to make sure that it is the #1 DeFi token, period. So I hope you'll enjoy it as much as all of our lovely community people have been enjoying it, but this time with double-digit club. Thank you guys for appreciation and for the hard work. Tomorrow night is crypto night. We're going to have a really cool way for you to get Genesis Premium for those who are in the chat. So please be part of it. It's happening at 21 CET like always. It's going to be with Ryan Lewis. She's a great author about cryptocurrency revolution. She's been into the game for a long time. An OG that's really going to explain the philosophy of how blockchain was built. Another very exciting thing is that we're going to have our QA AMA, and that AMA is going to happen on May 4th, 7 p.m. CET. Anthony, myself, and most probably Alex will be joining as well. Super excited to be with that. We'll talk about an overview about Q1. We'll talk about what's happening for Q2 as well on our roadmap, and obviously talk about any questions that you want. There's the questions like yours, you know the game, just ask it through the Slido. The ones will be the most liked will obviously be answered. There's already the link for the AMA as well. And pour les francophones, nous allons faire un AMA cette fois aussi en français, ce qui est génial. Je pense qu'on va le faire le lendemain. On n'a pas encore une date officielle, mais en principe, ça va être le mai 5. Et ça sera aussi probablement à 19h. Et on sera très heureux de le faire en français pour que vous soyez sûr de comprendre ce qui s'est passé au premier trimestre 2021 et de comment ça va se passer au prochain trimestre. Donc, pour être sûr, on va avoir un Slido qui va être fait en français aussi. Et on sera très heureux de vous avoir un AMA, une session en français. Well, maybe last week, it's been 2-3 weeks that people have been waiting for great news and things about to develop. I hope that now we're meeting expectations. The sustainable yields at double digits is going to be a game changer. There's no other tokens that have such a great system that's offering something as attractive. This is going to put us on the #1 list of people that want to get into the coolest projects that have fundamentals behind it. Those fundamentals that could be governance, that could be yield, that could be transactions, and more importantly, that has your love. And I think so that is really, really cool to see that today we have 230,000 active users in days. We have so much bigger, greater volume. We're listing cooler and cooler projects such as Utrust and Chili's. But we're not only listing these guys, we're doing partnerships. Imagine all these amazing people that have USDC at Utrust and other cryptos could earn up to 10%, even more with their own token within the Wealth app. I think so that is great partnerships, how we interconnect and collaborate with these amazing projects, and most importantly, with you guys, our token holders. I'm super excited, and we are still not at the AMA. That's gonna happen in the next 3 weeks or so. Guys, much love, much respect. Be happy, be wealthy, and please love our CHSB. Take care, guys. Bye.
Whether you want to buy 100 Bitcoins or 10 euros, you can always get the best price execution.